You're listening to the Weekend Sport Podcast with Jason Pine from News Talk ZB.
Across the Tasman, our Australian correspondent is Adam Peacock out of codesports.com.au. Our show's got a very strong Rugby World Cup final theme running through it today, and I might be actually interested to know, All Blacks, South Africa, who would most Australians want to win that game?
I don't know, actually. I think we've got enough trouble in our own backyard to be really those who love their rugby union. I'm guessing, I think because of the rivalry with New Zealand, like we don't want them to have too much success. A few people would say South Africa, but personally, I can only speak for myself, really. I'd rather see New Zealand win because they play more attacking rugby. I just don't like the notion of South Africa stacking their bench with just 120 kilo hulks, and it's all about the forward grind. And okay, they scored one try in the semi, and England kicked penalty goals. So I just don't want to see a final that's decided by the boot. I want to see running rugby. I want to see breaks. I want to see the fast guys out wide get plenty of ball and quality ball. And I think New Zealand are pretty proficient at that if they get the right conditions. And personally speaking, I hope New Zealand win in a classic where the ball's chucked around a bit, but I'm not entirely sure we're going to get that.
The Wallabies are obviously back home. Eddie Jones has given an interview, I think, in the last 24 to 48 hours. What were the main things to come out of his quotes?
Some extraordinary stuff, really. It looks as a on the side of this that it looks, for all intents and purposes, he's done. He's not got what he wanted, and I can't believe that part of his contract, which is a 5-year contract, had the stipulation that there was going to be a centralised model for state rugby in Australia that he sees as crucial for the benefit of Australian rugby, and that's not going to happen because some of the states are kicking up a stink. So it looks like they're going to have a mutual parting of ways. If this guy gets a payout, I can't believe it. If he walks away and gets a payout, that just says everything you need to know about the running of Australian rugby. But he in this interview with Peter Fitzsimons in the Herald over here, he said he didn't take a player like Michael Hooper because he didn't feel he was the right type of role model for the players that he wanted to take. Now, one or two things. Either Michael Hooper is totally different in private to the people that we know in Australian rugby as an upstanding guy and a great leader of men, or Eddie didn't want to be challenged. And I get the feeling it's the second one. And Eddie didn't want anyone in his way telling those guys in that camp what to do, which I find, again, doubly galling. So it's just not worked. It's backfired in many ways, and I think the feeling is over here, the general feeling is the quicker this happens, this splitting, the better, and Australian rugby can go and find the right man to take us forward to the next World Cup. Yeah, extraordinary chapter in Wallabies rugby history. More to come on that. Cricket World Cup, our two nations meet in their latest pool game later tonight. Australia have recovered from a couple of losses to start the tournament, winning their last three in pretty convincing fashion. New Zealand started well, but were well beaten by India last time out. How do you see this one going? Yeah, it looked on paper that they were well beaten by India, but I do get the feeling that that New Zealand are the only team that can beat India in a final at the moment, as it stands right now. Now, that could change because Australia's getting momentum. I'm still worried about the fact that we don't have enough variety in our attack, especially with spin bowling, but it should be a great one. The key is New Zealand's top order. If they get firing, if Conway and Ravindra and guys like that, and Mitchell, who's started with the bat so far, if they get going, we're in trouble. So it's going to be key how we bowl with our opening bowlers. Mitch Stark's going to be a massive factor, I think. But it should be a good one. I do think that New Zealand are trucking along a bit better than us at the moment, though, even though we beat the Netherlands the other day by about 870 runs.
Yeah, Glenn Maxwell with 100 off about 9 balls. Jeez, you can hit it, can't it? My God. Oh.
Yeah, and some of the shots, like half of them were left-handed, and like he was reverse sweeping for 6 off pace bowling. It was he was seeing them like a watermelon.
Incredible. Hey, great to chat as always, Adam. Look forward to what does play out in the cricket tonight and across the sporting weekend. We'll chat again next Saturday.
Sounds good, mate. Have a good one.
You have a good one too. Adam Peacock, our Australian correspondent, this time every Saturday afternoon.
For more from Weekend Sport with Jason Pine, listen live to News Talk ZB weekends from midday or follow the podcast on iHeartRadio.